Welcome! In this video I'm going to be taking a look at these Ruyilam Submersible LED lights. So these were provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase some of these, I'll put a link to them in the description on Amazon, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So here it says Submersible LED light, 4-pack, perfect for vases, aquariums, bathtubs, pools and ponds, parties, and weddings. Here's some specs. It says unit dimension is 7 centimeters, LED 13 LEDs, waterproof is IP68 rating, color RGB 16 color, power is 0.3 to 1.3 watts, dynamic mode, flash, fade, or smooth. So here we have 4 lights. We have 2 remote controls. So this has a piece of plastic here to activate it, and this takes a CR2025 battery. Now it comes with this battery already, but if it dies someday you can replace that. And then you have 4 of the lights. Let's pull those out. It comes with a bag of suction cups. And here's the user manual. It lists features on the bottom. We've gone over some of these. The remote is RF, has magnets on it. It takes 3 AAA batteries per light. And here's some more specs. There's a timer on it for 2 hours, 4 hours, or 6 hours. It says light battery life, 20 to 120 hours depending on the batteries and display modes. The remote battery life is 3 to 6 months. The max remote range is 100 feet or 30 meters in the air and 3.3 feet or 1 meters in the water. So here's the remote. It says turn on, check timing, turn off timer, turn off, brightness up, brightness down, dynamic modes flash, fade, or smooth, white light, and then we have the colors here. It says press the button, it will rotate the 2 colors on the button, and then we have the 3 timer options at the bottom. So it says button 2H, it means 2 hours on and 22 hours off, circled by 24 hours. So the way this works is, say you want this to be on from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. What you would do is at 6 p.m. you would turn this on in the 2-hour mode, it would stay on for 2 hours, it would shut off, and then it would turn on the next day at 6 p.m. Here it says tips for waterproof: do not move or remove the seal ring, make sure the seal ring is in the correct position, especially keep the inner seal ring stayed in the groove. It says please twist up tightly, twist the light until the cap can't be twisted any further to make it fully waterproof before putting it into the water. And here it says dry the lights before replacing the batteries, so you don't want water on the outside of this to get on the inside, so you want to clean it off. So if you had this in a pond or aquarium, you could take these out, wipe them down, then replace the batteries. It says it's better to not use them in hot water or steam because that can force vapor into the light. Keep the remote away from the water. You're not supposed to use this in beverages. It says low battery checking, press the button B. If it's no or very weak light means the low battery, please replace with new batteries. Low power will weaken the sensitivity of the remote. It says out of power checking. When the light stays in the red flashing light and can't be controlled by other setting, it means it will be out of power soon. Please replace the batteries. The remote battery checking. When pressed the remote, you can see the red light on. If not, it means the remote is out of power or doesn't work. Please remove the plastic film or replace new batteries. And here it has tips for the batteries. It says don't use bad quality batteries. For long time use, they recommend using rechargeable like nickel metal hydride. They don't suggest carbon core batteries because it's lightweight and will make the light float. If you're not using it for a long time, remove the batteries. There's tips for the remote. They want you to remove the plastic before you use it. Long press on the remote for about 2 seconds to activate all the lights. After turning on, no need to long press. The light will be very sensitive to react as you set. Very important. Number 3 says it uses radio frequency and it can be disturbed by nearby signals. Number 4 talks about the range. Number 5 also talks about the range. And then there's tips on using the suction cups and tips on using the magnets. So I'm going to put some batteries in some of these. So these take AAA batteries. I'll just place those in there. They have regular spring terminals. Looks like the light has already turned on. I'll put batteries in 2 of these. So you can see the rubber gasket here. So I want to make sure this is fully tightened. Make sure that one's tightened too. That looks good. So it says long press the on to activate all the lights. They seem to already be activated. So let's turn these red, okay? Looks like now they're in sync. Okay, so this is the flash mode. Here's the fade mode. Might as well turn off my camera light here so we can see a little better. Here's smooth. And here's white. And we can adjust the brightness. Then we have RGB modes. There's red, green, blue, and then we have these other color modes. And I think if we press it once, it goes to one color. We press it again, it goes to a separate color. Now I noticed some of those were flashing there. I didn't see any flashing in person. So here I have these faded, and I can press it and I can have them be bright. So this talks about potentially getting 120 hours out of the batteries. So it depends on what mode you use. But if you had this on the 2-hour mode and you had some good batteries in here and had this on a setting where you could get 120 hours, you could potentially run these for say 2 months on the same batteries. And that would be kind of your best case scenario, I guess. So if you set this in an aquarium or something, this would turn on say 2 hours every night and then shut off. Now certainly you could set to 6 hours and you would have to do the math on it. Obviously the best way to do this would be to put some batteries in it and test how long they're going to last with the batteries. And if you use rechargeable batteries, you can just take them out, recharge them, always have a fresh set to throw in, and then you're not having to replace batteries all the time. So these can be mounted with suction cups. So these slot into these little keyholes, like so. You want to make sure they're all the way over. There we go. There it's stuck. So this is not a glass smooth surface, but it stuck to this pretty good, considering. So you could put that on the glass of an aquarium or something. Okay, so here I have the lights in a small aquarium. I can turn it on and off with the remote. We'll try the different modes here. This is the flash mode. The fade. And the smooth. And here's the white. And then we can go through the different colors. I'm just randomly hitting some of the colors. So the colors aren't coming through on my camera quite as well as they are in person. So you saw that flash there. When you press the 2 hours, it flashes twice. If you press 4 hours, it flashes 4 times, and then 6 for 6 times. So that's the Ruyilam Submersible LED light. So this is a very versatile LED light. You can place them in aquariums, pools, things like that. These would also be great around Halloween time to put into a jack-o'-lantern. If they got dirty, you can easily rinse them off. With that timer, you could set them to go on for say 4 hours at night. Now this is in a plain aquarium here. Typically, you put this in an aquarium with plants and tanks. You could highlight things. You could put it behind some plants or in front of them to reflect off of the plants. There are many different options for decorating with these. These would look great in a pond too, out in a backyard. Or maybe you have a little fountain with a water feature. You could throw a light in there and add a light feature without having to wire it in and stuff. And since these are battery powered, these are going to be a lot safer than running electrical wires to things. And these don't have to be used for decoration. You could just use this as a night light in your bathroom. I recently heard from someone looking to get an electrician to add an outlet in their bathroom so they could add a night light. This is a much cheaper option. You can get some rechargeable batteries, put this in here. You can tell it to turn on for say 6 hours at a time. So it'll turn on in the middle of the night and it will light up the bathroom, and it saves you hundreds or even thousands of dollars of wiring in an outlet. And since it's LED, it's quite bright and the batteries will last quite a long time. But the applications for a light are numerous. So you get 4 lights and then you get 2 remote controls. So you could have 2 of these in your aquarium with 1 remote control. And then you could have your other 2 in a water fountain in a completely different location and use your other remote there. So it's handy that you can split these up and they give you 2 remotes, so you don't have to use all of these in the same location. But you certainly can if you want to. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.